Hey there. Good day and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About, the podcast that allows you to talk about what's ever on your mind in the hopes of enlightening fellow listeners. And as always, this podcast and others like it on the Jazzy Groove Podcast Network are brought to you by the rule of 5. Like. Simplest metric, most powerful, takes a second to do, pushes the algorithm to more people. Comment. We can't know. We won't. Wait. Here we go. Comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, let us know. We can't grow if we don't know. Subscribe. Get access to all of our content and view it whenever you want with that option. Notify via the notification bell. Be one of the first to know when new content drops. And new content drops very regularly. Share. If you like it, chances are somebody that you know will like it. Why not give them the chance and give them the option to like it? It's free. All my options are free. And it goes a long way in helping put smiles on faces because, let's face it, we're good at what we do. We're very good at what we do. And with that being said, on to the topic of today, which is interracial dating round 2. Today we have King Riches, a Just Pearly Things host. Shout out to King Riches and everybody over there at Just Pearly Things. Love what you do. Continue doing the good work. And he wants to know, does race affect dating? Spoiler alert. Yes, it does. Absolutely. It affects it in the way that you see things, the way that you perceive things, the way that you hear things. It is permeated into all facets of life. King Riches on this panel wait. No, I'm not even going to do that. Let's get into it right away because there's a lot to go over, there's a lot to see, and a lot to talk about. So, let's talk about it.
Understand? That's the difference.
You think so?
Personally, I don't know.
So if you go to one of those like cheese clubs, you know them fist pump clubs.
But then
do you think you're gonna get the baddest bee in there?
I don't know about that, but if I'm the only black guy there, then like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you get it?
Oh, okay, all right.
It's just deductibles, really.
That's interesting. All right, well, you're nodding. I see you nodding in the corner. What do you think about that?
That's very true. Like, if you're going to be the only dark-skinned guy there, you're going to get so much more attention than, say, all the white guys there.
Attention.
Oh my God, he's there.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Does that equate to relationships?
Yeah, does that equate to hooking up?
Absolutely
Yeah, I
not.
think it does.
It may or may not result in dating. What it does do, and this is beyond dispute, it opens the door to it. You can't, no one will date you if they don't know that you exist. Simple. You could be the baddest man ever. Step into a club. If nobody sees you, nobody talks to you. And I'm living proof of that. There were times when I lived over there, I'd go to a club, for work or whatever, and people would see me. I could be standing right next to another brother. They see me first. So, what you saying? I'm getting a bit confused because there's a lot of different elements floating around there that he's just grabbing at. But I don't quite know where he's steering the boat yet. So let's go back to the video and see where he's going.
He'll be the fascination. Let me just play with this guy, have a bit of fodder.
Yeah.
Am I taking him home? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But
That's
I think
what I've
that's
seen as
I think
well.
that's why like maybe like you see like say he's the only dark skinned guy in the club, and then all these white guys might be looking at him like, oh, all these white girls are onto him. But I think that's what the same perception that maybe dark skinned girls have with white girls. Like say there's a white girl in a club, all the dark skinned girls are gonna be on all the dark skinned guys are gonna be on her. And then I feel like when I'm in a club, all dark skinned girls will be looking at me like, why do they want her? She's white, you know, like not even just me, but another white girl. And I feel like I'm getting looks from dark.
Okay. You don't look white. You look white passing. Off rip. Straight out the gate. Now I don't know if you are straight white. I don't know if you're mixed or biracial or whatever. But you don't come across as being a stereotypical white girl. And something else I've noticed about the panel in this video to this point. Everybody is assuming that a black guy goes into a club, he gets all the attention. No, that doesn't happen either. Will he get a disproportionate amount of attention? Very possibly. Because it's new. People are like, oh, that's new. Never seen that before. Never seen it here. What's up with it? Let me go find out. So yeah, you could get a disproportionate amount of attention. But to say you're going to get all the attention, no, you won't. And that's how a lot of guys get set up for failure. Because it's not just showing up. Showing up is 3/4 of the battle, yes. But what you do once you've shown up will close the deal. Let's get back to the video.
Dark skinned girls.
Yeah, the only difference is that you got to look at stereotypes though. As black men, we have a lot of negative stereotypes. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of, it was social engineering, especially because you got to remember, we live in a predominantly white country. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so there's going to be certain things that have been installed already to try and like deter the like white girls from dealing with ethnic minority men. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why, like what we were saying, like if you was in a club, in a regular cheese club, yeah, you might get attention, but that doesn't mean they're gonna take you home. And I've seen it, and I've experienced it. Yeah, it may not be good attention. It might be like, oh yeah, ha ha ha. You think you're getting somewhere, then you're like, oh yeah, what's your number? Ah, nah, I ain't got no phone.
Yeah.
Do you get?
That happens everywhere. That's a non-starter. Every social event that you could go to, you run the risk of that happening. You risk that happening if you go to a black club. There are going to be women there who are going to try and gas you up, who are going to cheese at you, laugh at you, this, that, and the other thing. It's going to happen. Because people are people. They're good, they're bad, and they're indifferent. Once again, I'm beginning to find fault with King Richards because up to this point, you're not saying anything that's giving me something to think about. You're not opening my eyes to different viewpoints and situations and ideas and things. You're rehashing things that, based on my experience, and let's face it, I've been around a hell of a lot longer than you have, are markedly different. Is it wrong? No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that my viewpoint, my worldview, differs from yours. And the more you talk, the more I see it. But let's get back.
I'm saying, like, and I used to do security in clubs in this place. I used to see this all the time, bro. I remember there was one time, I was working in one club in Kent, right? And basically, white club, normal, boom, boom, boom. Black guy went in there, tall, built, like he looked like he could do damage on the road. He looked like he could be active out there. He went in there with his little mate or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. He started trying to chat to one brunette girl, like nice looking girl, all of that. She was kind of talking to him at the bar. I think he bought her a drink and that. Bro, her friend started videoing them, bro. Started laughing, bro. And then started showing all the other friends. And then, like, they was all laughing, like, oh, look at that. And I was thinking, like, rah.
Yeah.
Hate
That's
to be that guy.
apart.
Hate to be that guy.
That's up. And he didn't even know. He didn't know. I'm standing.
You're thinking you're getting attention.
Yeah, you're thinking you're winning, bro. But they're laughing at you, bro. Now, I'm not saying that is all the time. That's just a specific scenario. But the thing.
Okay. He did qualify it down the road. It took a few minutes, but he finally did qualify it. And as I said before, it could happen in a black club. But remember this. There's a saying. If you look hard enough for trouble, you will find it. I'll say that again. If you look hard enough for trouble, you will find it. And that's a true statement that in regards to anything. Now, was he actually looking? I would say he may have been looking for trouble in that sense because, as he said before, big black guy built, walks to a club with his friend. I better keep an eye on him. He could, as in his words, he could do damage. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. You're looking for trouble. And he found it. It wasn't the trouble he thought it was, but he did find it. And that's the whole point of contention that I have with many things, especially in the sexual / dating marketplace. You can go to a place and you can be fly as anything. You could be on point, dressed to the nines, smelling good, teeth are shining, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And as you said in the video, you could look like you're winning. You're talking to a girl. Friends are clowning on you. Is that his fault? No. Is that her fault? No. Those two were talking. He bought a drink, they're talking, blah, blah, blah. Her friends are clowning on him. And that ain't a good look. Because where I come from, people have been hurt for less than that. It's like the old saying, he may be a jerk, but he's our jerk. And you don't talk to him like that. Back to the video for yet another dose.
Is I've seen this thing happen. This is a thing that happens quite often in those kind of environments. I'm not talking about in London. London is a completely different ball game. It's a different animal. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But when you go out in those kind of environments, that's more like native. That's more like the real deal. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like the natural habitat.
Full disclosure, I spent 10 years in a little town called Eastbourne on the south coast of England, commonly referred to as the place old people go to die. That's where I spent 10 years of my life. Full disclosure, I was married when I got there. I've been married about 3 years, 4 years when we went to England. And I was told before we got there that I'm this big black American from New York, I would get my 15 minutes of fame. And as I stated before, that 15 minutes lasted 10 years. And probably would have been longer if we actually stayed there. So, and then in Eastbourne, in the club scene, I made some noise. Just being me. Now, full disclosure again, it probably was because I'm this big black American from New York. Ooh, a New Yorker. Ooh, I gotta get next to that. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. The end result was people were trying to talk to me. It is what it is.
Do you get what I'm saying?
From my personal experience, like, I think that in the club, the most important thing is if you're talking about what's actually going on, like, it doesn't really matter about black and white. It's like, who's got a table? Where can I sit down? My heels are hurting. Like, that's what's really important. Do you know what I mean? Me personally, from my personal experience, bro, doesn't matter if you're in central London or in flipping Swindon or in wherever you want to be, bro. It's the same thing. VIP is what
I'd say
is
age
important.
plays into it as well. Age plays into it as well.
In what sense?
The younger the girls are, the more inclined they will be to mess
Excited.
around.
Facts,
Yeah.
because obviously, I swear down, like you get to a certain age, girls, they have their own tables and that. It's not, they ain't looking for no guys' tables. They got their own thing. So,
No, but not even just that. Like they're gonna be more like, because obviously they're gonna be more into the media, music, TikTok, blah 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 blah.
But then, bro, don't get it twisted, bro. From time a girl's like,
That's true. That is true. They'd be more curious, we'll say. We'll say curious. They watch television. They watch social media. They've heard the music. They've seen shows, all depicting the black experience. And they're curious. I wonder what it's like. If I get with so-and-so, maybe I'll find out. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I find no fault with what he's saying now. So I'm still officially neutral on this podcast. Speaking of which, let's get back to it.
like 28 and that, over that, she's thinking, ooh, young boy, like, I'm trying to have fun, dibble dabble, I'm missing my 22-year-old days, I need to have a taste of what that's feeling like.
She's not in her best years no more, so now she don't care.
That's what I'm trying to say. So
but
now you're thinking like,
she don't care who's looking
deep
anymore.
it. So if the young ones want you and the 28 ones don't care, that means everybody wants you, bro. Not saying it like that, but realistically, if you actually deep it, in the club, everyone's going there for the same kind of purposes, to have fun and just turn up. Like, everyone might, some people might be going there for a bit more, some people might be for a bit less. But in general, I just think it's the VIP kind of thing more than color. personally. I think if Charlie's in the VIP, she's going to be with Charlie. Same way if
Charlie's got the bottles.
Do you know what I mean? Who's got the
Everyone
bottles?
is Charlie's stable.
Those girls are just like there to use man, innit?
Yeah.
There you go. But that's not winning.
I feel like
It's
that's
not
just-
winning. That's not my definition of winning. I'm just saying to your question, who's going to be winning in that club at the time? It's not the black or white guy. It's the guy with the bottle.
Yeah.
And the seat for the girl with the heels.
But that's the thing. I put the scenario to if you was on an even level with Charlie. That's the whole point. Because
So
if you
what
are,
table would she go to?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's a
which
choice.
table-
Oh, which one would they choose?
yeah,
It's whoever hollers at her first.
Yeah.
I guess.
We don't really-
it depends on who she likes.
I see it all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Depends on who she likes.
It depends on who she
Yeah,
likes.
again, her type. So, or her friend's type. They're gonna go with whoever their type is.
I just think like this, yeah. If you're in a predominantly white area and you're in a club that is not urban, they're going to meet people like that kind of thing that are from that culture. Why would they go there to find someone from a completely different culture?
I
That
do
would
get
make
where you're
no
coming
sense.
from.
If they're not going
That
there
would
looking
make no
for it.
sense.
They're not looking for it,
True.
but they're happy when they find it.
No, that your point is exactly true. Because I live like where you do, like really far on the coast, and that is like my existence, and I see it all the time. Not just in the club, not just in the bars, even.
Notice his hat. He's wearing a MAGA hat. That would identify him as conservative. Which fits in neatly to the red pill because a lot of the red pill talking points are conservative. And I've already found myself discounting what he says. Because it's coming from, based on the hat, a right-wing talking point, a right-wing platform. But I'm listening to him because it takes a right and a left wing to fly. One wing or other, with just with one wing or right wing or left wing, it's a deathward spiral. You get nowhere. You just go down. Both wings together, that causes you to fly. Anyways.
In the workplaces, you're almost like, I don't want to say fetishized, but you're just other, And the only time sometimes I think you get that attention is from out-of-towners. So from people who maybe they are from London, they're just coming up there to study.
Or they grew up in London,
They
come down there, they're like, oh yeah, you're from London
You're from
as well.
London, yeah, they get
see?
it. So yeah.
Absolutely. What was I gonna? Oh man, I forgot the question I was gonna ask. Damn it. So So boom. I got a question for you.
What's the question?
Do you think race affects men and women the same way?
No.
What do you think about that?
I feel like you said earlier.
Hold on 1 second.
I feel like anyone who knows me, anyone who's listened to any of the podcasts that I've done, know unequivocally I hate that phrase. I feel like I believe word salad. The beginnings of word salad. Because after I hear, I feel like, I tend to just glaze over the rest of it. Because it's not coming from a place of fact. It's coming from a place of opinion. And the opinion is like assholes. Everybody's got one. And also, you are entitled to your own opinions. You're not entitled to your own facts.
Make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to check, man. Sorry to cut you off like that. That was unprofessional.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. I'm only joking.
I'm living up to my stereotype. Like, But yeah, let me see how many likes we got on this video, man. There's bare people watching. Yo, 100. We need 100 of you to hit the like button. 100, 150 furthermore, yeah? 150 of you lot, hit the like button right now, man. This is excellent content. All right, cool. So what was your answer to that?
Can you ask me the question?
How do you
again?
think, do you think race in dating affects men and women the same way?
Oh, in dating?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't, because like you said earlier, black men especially, I feel like people just stereotype, you get it? And with women, I feel like they're not as harsh. I feel like a lot of black women have the same issues as black men do. However, I feel like men get it more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think in the middle? What do you think?
I feel like she didn't say much, did she? No. No, she didn't. At all. Do you feel, or do you think, more to the point, that men and women have it the same when it comes to interracial dating? Or yes or no? And if once you answer it, they may ask you, why do you think that? Expand on it. Elaborate, elucidate, whatever. How to Survive a Podcast 101. Short, concise, and to the point. And clear.
What's the question again? Sorry.
Do you think race affects men and women the same in dating?
I think we are affected equally the same. I think the only difference I see is that black men are able to date out of their race more freely than the black woman or the darker woman, however you want to define her. I think when a brown woman dates out of her race, the social pressure is a lot harsher to her.
No. No. Now that may be true over in the United Kingdom. I didn't notice it, but it may be true. But on a whole, no. It's brought to your attention more that black men date out of the thing more than white women do. It's brought to your attention. I'm going to very quickly look up, and this will be an American talking point that I'm looking for. But I'm looking for black men versus black woman in dating. Oh. Involved in interracial dating. Okay. And for this, we're going to pewresearch.org. And Okay. According to Pew Research, black men are twice as likely as black women to intermarry. %24 of men versus 12% of women. Hispanics are 26% male and 28% female. Asians, 36% female versus 20% male. So, yeah. So there is some truth to it, according to Pew Research. Let's go back.
She's almost told to only date her guy, her fellow black guy, whereas the guy is able to date anybody because he has so-called options.
Who tells them to?
I'm getting this basically from the school of Kevin Samuels because
No, don't you dare. Don't you frickin' dare. You didn't get that from Kevin Samuels. Don't lie on a man, especially when he's not around to defend himself. Don't you dare.
I watched him a lot, and
No, but I'm asking you. It's you. It's
Why?
you. Don't worry about
okay.
what no one else.
No,
says
I'm
about
just
you.
it just feeds into my own viewpoint, but
You're an idiot. And also, she fits very nicely into the other stereotype, of which we're going to do a show of very soon. And that is bucking the stereotype. Full disclosure, she says that she dates more white guys than black guys. And here's where the stereotype plays in. Listen to her. Really listen to her. She sounds white. That's probably because she has an education. But she feeds that stereotype. And I don't even know if she knows it. She might not know it. But she feeds into that stereotype. That stereotype that says, I'm a white girl living in a black girl, trapped in a black girl's body. Now, veering off topic for a second, that goes to a universal, also uncomfortable truth. We are all the same. If you close your eyes and listen to her talk, you see a white woman. Open your eyes and you see a black woman. And that's because we all are the same. Where it really counts, we're the same. Because just when we open our eyes, our view of reality alters. It shifts, it changes.
So, what did you just say? I keep losing
Why do you
track.
think that is?
Why do
I think that is?
Yeah.
That the black guy's able to date more freely other races
Yeah.
because again he's loved and he's lusted after and he's loathed and
No. He's not lusted and loathed. That's not the right word. That's not the right words. That's not the right term. That's not the right phrase. He's a curiosity. He's different. But that doesn't explain why he marries more outside his race than he does inside his race. And I'll tell you why. And this will be another uncomfortable truth. But it is the truth. And the truth is they're tired of dealing with their own. I can't speak for all. But I can speak for a great many when I speak of myself. And I'm speaking of myself as this. I dated a lot of people before I met my wife. And it was all wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They weren't worried about me. They weren't worried about what I wanted, what I felt, what my dreams were, what my aspirations were, what my hopes were, what my fears were. They didn't care. They wanted a good time. And they got one. When I tried to pursue it beyond the good time, I was met with doors in my face. I got what I wanted next. But that guy inside the door, who cares about him? I'm looking for Mrs. Right, and they're looking for Mr. Right now. Simple. And when the end goal of the two participants are different, the outcome, more than likely, is going to be no. It's not going to work. But no. I got half a mind just to delete this and continue talking. But let's hear a bit more.
But why do
So
women
what's
get
stopping?
told
Yeah,
to
who's telling you that you can't date out if you want to date out? Who's telling you
I
that?
think that comes from family. I think it comes from...
Don't the men get that as well?
You feel like they're more laid back on the men?
I think it's more lenient and it's seen as not as bad if...
Again, no. Is it true in some certain circles? Yes. But on the whole, no, especially not today. When I first started talking to women outside of my race, my father told me, you can love who you want to love. Just be careful about the situation. Be careful of your surroundings. Be wary of it. Be mindful of it. You can do what you want, but be aware of your surroundings. The more this one in the middle talks, the more worked up I get. Because it's a young head. And she's talking from a very, very limited viewpoint. A very limited worldview. Again, why can't black men be talking to people outside their race more? Because their options are better for them as a whole outside of their race. What if talking to a white girl, talking to an Asian girl, a Latino girl, What if they're more agreeable? If they're more feminine? Guys, in an ideal situation, want femininity in their women. And of course, and they're going to gravitate toward what's feminine. And if it ain't you, then it's time to look at yourself. It's all about, that's what it comes down to. It's about you, not us.
If a black guy or brown guy dates another race, there's no slap on the wrist for that. Where it is for the woman, I think.
Again! No. There is no fucking slap on a fucking wrist. You need to fucking get out more. You need to get out of your bubble, out of your echo chamber, out of London or wherever the fuck you're from, and start to experience life. Because you're talking out the side of your fucking neck. No, just no. Black women get a slap on the wrist. Nobody gets a slap on the wrist anymore. That may have been true 10, 15 years ago, and 30 or more years ago, it was more than a slap. But these days, no. Not for the most part. I think these days, the most that you get is someone trying to influence you to go a certain way or to move a certain way. They won't tell you. They wouldn't dare tell you. They'll suggest it. Honey, I think you should talk to him as opposed to him. Why? Ooh. I just can't. I can't. You all really excuse me. You need to excuse me. Please excuse me. But no. This woman has managed to take this whole conversation and derail it. I feel that black men don't get slaps on the wrist when they do it, while black women do. Where's your fucking proof that this happens? Put up or fucking shut up. Put up or shut up. I've never heard such drivel and moronic stupidity and word salad in my life. And I listen to Denelva. The only difference between this one and Denelva is that Denelva speaks in absolutes. Well, this one more questions what she's talking about. Almost every answer is with a question. Black men are slapped on the wrist, where black women are more slapped on the wrist? Really? Huh? No. No. Race does not affect dating the way you think it does. Not anymore. And it's all individual. If you're big into family and your family doesn't want you to do it, you will tend to stay away from it unless you meet someone who encourages you to break all those rules. Otherwise, race as a construct has no effect on dating at all. As everyone there in this panel has said, if I like someone, I like someone. But then again, I think that a lot of these people answer something because that's what they thought they should say, not because it's something they believe. They're giving the politically correct answers, not the truthful ones. People make me sick. The world would be a better place if people weren't in it. And with that, we're going to bring this episode to a close because I can't take any more of it. Thank you for allowing me to go off the rails. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to educate you all on what to do and what not to do. Because in a nutshell, race shouldn't affect dating. If you like them, talk to them. And let the chips fall where they may. You might get lucky, you might not. But at least you tried. This podcast was brought to you by the makers of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. Those 5 actions will increase the YouTube algorithm. But I can't even talk, new mouth, low miles. The YouTube algorithm to push our content out to more people and organically grow our base. This is a very tired and exasperated OBJ. I need a drink. See you all next time. God, I gotta get a drink.